on that note, for people that cross over, jiu-jitsu guys that want to learn how to box or want to learn how to implement striking for maybe the purposes of self-defense, what are your thoughts on doing so? What do you think is the greatest value that, say, boxing could bring to a jiu-jitsu practitioner for the purposes of self-defense?
I can't give you one answer, but I'm going to give you many.
Cool.
The first one being that I think is most important if we're talking about self-defense directly. If a jiu-jitsu practitioner wants someone striking for self-defense, is you're going to see and learn boxing or kickboxing, you're going to see firsthand how this person learns to strike at you and how you can be better defensively to then get the clinch and or not get hit. Too many times we're practicing the self-defense jiu-jitsu once a week. Somebody's throwing some fake strikes and you're like, yeah, I got the clinch. Okay, great. That's good. Now, what happens if you run into a kid who maybe lived in an inner city or something or somewhere else, and maybe they boxed for 4 or 5 years, and you square up with this person, you're like, I'm going to take him down, and they pop you with a jab super fucking hard straight up the middle. Well, I can guarantee you, if you've never felt that before, or you've never taken that shot before, you're not immediately, your brain's not going to go, I know what to do now. I'm just going to shoot. You're probably going to get scared. Again, your prefrontal cortex is going to go into overdrive, just like the guy on bottom of jiu-jitsu who's never done jiu-jitsu before. He's freaking out. He's grabbing fingers. Right. Yeah. You're going to do the same shit where you do this, and that person might have a field day if you can't take them down on your face or knock you out. Okay. So the advantage is, okay, I've been in this situation before. I know how a body moves when it punches. How can I stay out of this person's way to maybe get out of the situation and not get knocked out, or engage this person so I can become safer? It's false evidence for you to think always always to think just because we do jiu-jitsu and we know how to do a takedown, that we can take down everybody outside. You have no idea what this person knows. You have no idea. There's a guy in my studio right now he wrestled in high school. I'll tell you right now, if this kid had some hands and you tried to take this kid down, you'd pack your fucking lunch. Like, pack your lunch, because he might knock you out. Just because you do jiu-jitsu doesn't mean you can take everybody down. But if you do jiu-jitsu and you know how punches, you know how to be defensive and move around punches and get safe, now your chances increase exponentially for you to become in a safer position of a clinch or getting out of the position. Don't think because you do jiu-jitsu, you can stand in the gray zone and try to move out of the way. You might be asking to get knocked the fuck out. So knowing how to do defense is going to be your biggest asset when you're a grappler and you learn how to do striking. Then you can start worrying about your offense. You can't worry about your offense first. Your best offense is a good defense.
Beautifully stated, man. There's something else you said there too that you kind of said it without saying it that I really appreciate, and it's that having exposure to what it feels like having someone striking you for real and trying to hit you for real. That is such a valuable mental and physical condition to experience, because it's funny. Like, again, now that I've been back into boxing again with my coach, that's a huge reminder I had, because it had been like over 12 years since I'd done any serious striking. I started jiu-jitsu and just kind of forgot about everything else. But now that I've come back and we've done some sparring sessions together, I remembered, like, oh yeah, man, like when I'm tired in jiu-jitsu, I'm getting smashed and I can sort of keep my frames and kind of keep myself safe, and it sucks, but I can kind of catch my breath on the bottom, and worst case scenario, I can just tap. When I'm tired in boxing, I'm moving away. My coach is staying within striking range of me, no matter where I'm trying to cut and run away to, and I'm getting hit. And it's a healthy thing for people to feel that, man, when you're tired in a fight, and when you're standing up and someone's trying to hit you, it's different than being tired in jiu-jitsu. You're getting pegged and you're getting nailed and you're getting hit to the body and you're getting lit up to the head, and it's very, very scary. And so I think it's like you said, you kind of said it without saying it. It's very important for people to experience that and feel that and have a healthy understanding of what a fight feels like, and then start being able to learn how to respond appropriately. So, how much striking do you think someone that does jiu-jitsu really needs to know to be sufficient in self-defense?
I don't know that I could speak and say like there's a a certain kind of per years or months or experience to know like, okay, that's all that you need. I would say for a grappler who wants to become proficient in striking for the sake of self-defense, you would know kind of when you've met that crux of, I feel comfortable, by just time and experience and doing what Ricky Miglarice does for us every week is we do Street Week, where we have MMA gloves on and we do MMA class. So, figuring out if the new guy came in and he put MMA gloves on, could you really take him down when he's punching you? Like, how fucked up do you get? And obviously the person who you're going against, if their skill level is high and you're still doing well against that person, doesn't mean that you're going to do good against the beginner, because the beginner is going to throw strikes that the advanced person does not. And sometimes that's harder to pick up on than straight punches and really good striking than crazy shit. So practicing it, trying it out, and then just seeing how it goes from there. So I can't give you 6 months, 4 years, like everybody's a little bit different. Sure. Their reflexes are going to be different. But what they should be working on for sure, I don't care what age it is or whatever, is learning the defense that you need in order not to get knocked out and or to do your clinch to take away the punch power, or enough defense to get the fuck out of there. There's no reason in my mind, unless you're some elite striker, for you to be in what we like to call kind of that, we'll call it the red zone, right? Like, the red zone is where you can punch somebody and they can punch you. There's no reason you should be in that zone, dipping and dodging your head, both of you at the same time, and throwing blows to see who hits first. You're playing a game of chances. If you're elite, you could probably end up on top. If you're not elite and you don't know what punch is coming, you're better off closing the gap and taking away the punching, or going the complete opposite way away from your opponent so you don't get fucking punched. So you don't have to engage. You can't be in the middle unless you're an elite striker. And how much time do you have in order to be an elite striker?